Hi, I'm Quentin Siegfried, and you're watching Dissecting Disturbia. And no, I'm not test driving a car again. I'm just going to work. But I have something to say, and I thought this would be the best time to say it, or the only time I had a chance to say it. So we've had a terror attack in New York City. Muslim man, radicalized, and he killed 8 people. Not good. But there you go, Donald Trump politicizing it again with his tweets in the mornings and at night. Wrong. You know, if you're thinking that this guy is radicalized just because he's Muslim, you're wrong. These guys aren't radicalized because they're Muslim. They're radicalized because of American policies or U.S. policies and even Canadian policies that, I hate to say this, they don't work when you go into countries that aren't your own and bomb people. Now, granted, you say you're going there to help, but when you go there and you just indiscriminately bomb, or you take over a country and you force people out of their homes, or you just, I guess in general, do things that probably shouldn't be done to your own country, what do you think's going to happen? What do you think those people are going to act like? Now, the people that are radicalized in, just say, a country like they lived in the United States for 10 years, or they lived in Canada for 10 years, or lived in France for 20 years, these people still have ties to their country. They still feel for their own country, their own people. And when they hear about stuff that's going on, they make the conscious decision to do what they do. I don't think it's a book or Muslim religion that makes them do that. And that's where Donald Trump, of course, is trying to push that narrative. That's not the way. Why did the guy shoot a bunch of people in Vegas? A white guy. There's no reason. At least we don't know the reason. You know, and all the conspiracy theories and stuff like that on YouTube, come on now. Those are made up by people on YouTube to get likes, to get views. They know they're going to get those views from certain people, and those people will gobble it up like gravy and turkey, like turkey and gravy, like French fries and gravy. That sounds good. I'm not agreeing with what these people do. I never have. I don't understand what makes someone want to go and kill innocent people. But you got to look at the way they look at it. Someone puts on a uniform and puts on a helmet and goes into another country to fight, just say ISIS or whoever. These guys will always find someone to sympathize with them. ISIS and these radicalized groups will use religion to make their people sympathize with them, with their own people sympathize with them. And when those people sympathize with them, they'll pretty much do anything. Banning a bunch of religion and a certain religion from your country isn't going to stop it. Those people are already in your country. And the more you do stuff like that, and the more you go into countries and try to stop them, the worse it's going to get. These people, they're always going to follow their own. It's just the way it is. I mean, just imagine if, let's just say for fun purposes, that a foreign country comes into my country, Canada, and they literally come in forcefully with guns. You don't think that the people in this country are going to they're going to fight. They're going to fight against it. Yes, of course. But imagine if we didn't have the means to fight against it. We didn't have a military that was strong. We were poor. We lived in, not the greatest conditions. We lived in huts or igloos. And So essentially, we didn't have a way to fight them. But now they come and they say they're trying to help us, but they bomb one of our cities by accident. We don't look at it. No one's going to look at it as accident. They're going to look at it as the fact that you killed their families, and that'll radicalize them. It doesn't need religion to radicalize anybody. It needs pain, anguish, heartbreak, and that can radicalize. Using the religion behind it just motivates it even more. And to turn around and say that these people, because they're Muslim, we got to keep them out of our country, isn't going to work. It's going to actually turn against you, or turn against Donald Trump and his cronies, and it's probably going to make things worse. I think if you really wanted to stop this radicalization of people, radicalization of terrorists, it's going to take a long process of changing your foreign policies, changing greed, fighting over oil and stuff like that. But it's been done over hundreds of years, or 100 years anyways. I'm only 48 years old, and I've witnessed more wars than I can count on my hand. And I've witnessed terror attacks. I mean, right from the days when they used to take over airplanes to get, and there was a reason for it. They took over an airplane because they wanted to get one of their people out of jail or whatever was going on at the time. So radicalization is when someone's pushed to do that, not they're pushed to do it, and the people that are using religion to push that narrative, they just found a way to do it. I mean, in the United States, I see it on YouTube. You can go on YouTube and see it. Using religion to push narratives towards black people. Look what's going on. There's a lot of white people in the United States that have gunned down numerous people, run them over because they feel that their religion, their way of life is being threatened. So you tell me, what's the difference? There's no difference. Yes, it's bad. Yes, it's sad. But it's not going to stop. Not if this stuff just keeps happening. The only problem is that now someone's coined the term Muslims terrorism, and that's all that they see in their own eyes. You can't look at it that way. If you look at it as a religion, it's going to keep happening. And those people that just blindly follow someone and believe that he's going to change everything, he's not. You're just like those radicalized nut jobs that are actually running through people. Sooner or later, you're going to start doing stuff because Donald Trump's going to say they're trying to take your life away from you. They're trying to take your freedom. That's what he's telling you now. And not all of the people who follow someone like Trump are going to do it, but there'll be some. Just like there's not all people who are Muslim are going to follow ISIS and start running over people in a park. Random incidents from people who are weak, who fall into it and gobble it up like gravy and turkey. I'm Quentin Siegfried, and that's my opinion.